Hey folks, welcome back. We got this 2001 Dodge Ram here with a 5.9 Cummins. This one has it in the vintage with that VP44 pump that they made for a few years. These sometimes can be a little bit of a bear to troubleshoot. I have another video on one of these. It was a like a really long crank and then it would start, and what to look for on that. This one's kind of akin to that video a little bit. Because this one is a plumb crank, no start at all. It just cranks and it won't start. And we're going to show you what is missing. That way, you know, one of the first things you need to check. That way, you know which direction to go to. Because on a problem such as this one's having, if you start chasing into, you know, your fuel pressure, your lift pump, and all this kind of stuff, it's going to steer you in the wrong direction because you're not going to find anything wrong. And you definitely don't want to be changing the VP44 pump out for what the problem that this thing has, because this is really simple to find. As a hint right now, you can maybe even might see it. Well, I won't get it too much, but there you might see exactly how simple this one might be. So let's have a look, see at the dash. Okay, so we are going to crank this thing up. Everything seems sort of normal. Okay, we've got to do a retake on that one because I'm going to need all to explain a little bit later on. So anyways, turn the key on. Everything seems fairly normal and all that. We got to crank. We can just sit there and crank it like that for a long time, and it'll just sit there and do that. But let's go figure out what we got going on. Okay, so the first thing that I looked for on this when I went to get started, this literally took me 5 minutes to figure out what was wrong with this pickup, because of the experiences I had with the last one, which is why I'm making these couple of videos here. Turn the key on. We don't have a wait to start light. And in the last video, it sometimes took about 8 seconds or so, sometimes even 10 seconds, and the wait start light would finally come on, and then that pickup would start right up, because that was considered a long crank in hard starting, or whatever you want to call it. I'll try and see if I can put a link in bottom here so you can catch that video or whatever. But anyways, yeah, so we, that wait start light should come on immediately. It's right there, and we don't have it. Okay, first glance is this fuse did have a glass over the cover over the top of it, but when I looked in it through the glass, then I took the cover off of it. That's just really weird. I have no idea how the hell that happened or what caused this to do this. But yeah, anyways, we will pop a new fuse in. This is fuse number 3. If we go in the back here, it's a 20 amp. It's an engine control, so basically it's it's turning on the ECM to do something. Probably your engine ECM down there, that one. The reason why everything else worked is because that ECM over there kind of does more body functions and whatnot. The one down here on the engine controls pretty much the VP44 pump, the lift pump, and all that kind of stuff, corresponding how it's supposed to do its job. So it probably wasn't even turning on, and that's why we had what we had. But yeah, that is just a really weird looking fuse. When I first looked in there, I'm like, what is going on there? Put a new fuse in it, and okay, so here we go. Oh, that's the first light that actually came on. Now we don't have it. Probably wasn't cold enough, maybe. Didn't wait long enough. Yeah, we probably didn't wait long enough or something like that. I don't know. There it goes. Now you technically don't have to wait for that wait to start light, because I mean it should be immediate, you know, just like that. So, you know, when it's warmed up into operating temperature, I usually always like to turn the key, give it a second or two, no matter what it is. And that just kind of lets, you know, the dash kind of wake up. You know, a lot of these, as you, especially you get into more modern diesels and stuff, or modern anything really, there's just a lot going on. So unless you get into, I guess, the push buttons or whatever, I guess those things just do whatever they're gonna do. But even in the Rams, you get into the, you know, whenever they have the, I've got a 2013 in the back right now that's got a push button start, and usually I like to just go in and don't put my foot on the brake, hit the push button, it'll go to AC, hit the push button again, it'll turn it to on. You'll see the glow plug little light, or the grid heater light or whatever, come on for a second, and then I go ahead and just crank it start. And that's usually how I tell people, if, you know, that's the best way to do it. But back to this, you know, if I hadn't noticed that wait to start light doing what it's supposed to do, you know, I might not have, you know, a person, anybody could start, you know, realizing, okay, we might be out of fuel, we might be out, you know, the lift pump might be bad, this, that, and the other, you know, but less than 5 minutes took me to figure out that we weren't getting the ECM turned on, just based on that function right there. And it happened to be that we found a bad defective fuse. However that fuse failed like that, I have no idea. I'm not even going to attempt to try to explain that one. So anyways, yeah, hopefully this can help you out a little bit as far as being able to troubleshoot if you got a crank no start. Also, this trick also works if you've got a long crank, like I showed you in the other video. That pickup happened to be a 99, but it was a later 99, so it has a VP44 pump, and it's all very similar to this 2001. So hopefully that helps you out a little bit. And you know, like I said, I've tried this thing a bunch of times and the fuse won't blow again, so I really don't know what caused it to do all that, but that's just, it just is. They do have a weak battery, and the batteries are kind of old. It's not unheard of that I guess that could have cooked the fuse a little bit before it decided to blow, and that's how come it's kind of all got, yeah, I don't know, it just looked like it got really hot. It's a weird one. It's a really weird one, but that's about the only thing I can even remotely think of that, you know, is wrong with this thing. And I've started this thing up several times, I've driven it and all that stuff, and we don't have any issues going on. So yeah, it's sometimes it's just a mystery, and you just have to chalk it up to, well, that just is what it is. So yeah, hopefully this helped you out, and you know, if you got any questions, just shoot them down in the comments or whatever, and I'll try to get to it. I do the best I can. But anyways, thanks for watching.